Hi, I'm Kevin from Person Make Object. This is a quick overview of this jig that I made using a plunge router and the indexing on my lathe to make simple multi-sided objects like a hexagonal pin body or a tapered octagonal chisel handle or who knows what else. It's really simple and it's really versatile. If you have specific questions about how I made the jig or how I use it, comment on the video and maybe I'll make a longer one moving forward. Until then, let me show you how this thing works. The jig itself is a simple four-sided box with windows cut in the sides, a guide block on the bottom that fits between the lathe wave, and a pocket in the top that a plunge router drops into. I'm turning between the centers that I made, and I am going to turn this square blank down to a cylinder roughly a 1/16 of an inch larger than the distance across the points of this hexagon. It is possible to make a cylinder with the router and the lathe running, but it's more pleasant and predictable to do it with a roughing gouge. That should be pretty close. Now I pull up my tool rest, loosen the banjo, pull the tailstock out, clean off the bed and bring in the faceting fixture and drop it on the bed. Put the tailstock back and snug everything up. The banjo becomes a stop for the tailstock side of the traverse of the jig, and I'm going to put a magnet on the bed at the headstock side, which limits the lateral movement of the router jig. In my router, I've got a 1-inch surfacing bit with carbide inserts. I have rotated the blank to the grain orientation that I want the facets cut on, and I've set the depth stop on my router to be the finished depth of the facets. I've got my index pin set up and I'm ready to cut. Move the pin to the next index mark and do it again. And that is it. Pull back the tailstock. Take off the jig, and voila, we have a hexagon. This is ready for some final detailing. I polish the faces, round over the edges, and these get dropped into a PSI pencil kit. I also use this fixture to make these replaceable blade craft knives that I make. They're like an X-Acto, but really freaking nice. If you have questions, drop them in the comments. Any suggestions? If you make a jig and use it, I'd love to see what you make with it. That's all for now. Thanks, be well, and make on.